Last summer I was on the Youth Academy Challenge Save, we had previewed the season. Since then, we've just completed the summer transfer window and we've sold a club legend. So that's a thing we need to talk about. And I know at least one person will be disappointed with the fact he's left. But despite that, we are now 10 to 11 odds to win the league, which is probably better than last time, which says a lot. And we've got 7 players in the Mid Dream 11, so we're definitely the team to beat now, and that says a lot. But how has things been getting on, and who have we sold? Let's find out together. The first game we had was a Super Bohapalski against Podcasticia, and I'm not going to do a live video for this game anymore because of the fact we've won the treble. I don't need to do it. I feel like I'm justifying myself in doing that, so here we are. We're back for that, and we won 3-1 for our third straight Super Bohapalski in a row, and it was a good time to say the least. So, wonderful start to the season. Can we keep it up? Well, Podcasticia bought Busek first and foremost before we did anything else. He was sold for £425,000 and released clause of clubs in a continental competition 1.9 million, which says a lot that that's how they've managed to convince him to sign. But he's just a 2-star player for us. He also doesn't like big matches, and as far as I'm concerned, he's not that good, even if he's a good player according to our background stuff and the scouting team. Yeah, it really says a lot that a 2-star player for us is only a good player for the division now. How times have changed. But then this sale happened. Robert Kowalski. This was not a decision I took lightly. I wasn't planning on selling him, but the offer came in. He asked me to consider any bid that did come in. I negotiated with Pogo Switzin and we agreed a deal. He's been paid £10,000 a week here, and we sold him for £4.8 million. He's playing more for them than he would be for us, and he's more of a squad player, bench player, if anything, for me. We have some young players come through, so he'll be blocking their path. I didn't really want to sell him, but the opportunity to make the money that we did came up, and yeah, he's also 31. I don't know how long he has left in his career, even if he's been an amazing servant over the years. 212 goals in 405 matches. I wish him all the best. I hope he does extremely well at Pogo Switzin, but this felt like the right time to go, and it felt like the right offer to accept. Because £4.8 million for a player who's probably not going to be a starter for me, I have to take that. I absolutely have to take that. And would you add and leave it, his debut game for them was against us, and they drew 2-2 against us, so we didn't have the best of times. He did come off the bench, mind you, so he wasn't starting, but the person he's on the bench for is also 31. He's also had a good couple of seasons recently, but this guy could also be out the door if other teams decide to buy the guy, so I would not be shocked if this guy gets sold, especially when this guy's already got 10 goals in 6 league appearances this year, so he's doing much better than he should be, but there you go. Anyway, back to the match. We drew 2-2, we went 1-0 down after Ernest scored an own goal. David and gave us the lead into half-time. We conceded in the 56th minute of the match, and we just couldn't get the third goal, so it was disappointing that we weren't winning this match, but at the same time, I'm not terribly upset by this, if that makes sense, because sweats in recent years have been good, and it's just a blip in the road. It's not like we've been beaten or anything, even if Novak was really bad today. We then took on Visa Vorsa and beat them 4-0. They had no shots in this game. This was a complete demolition, to say the least. And we deserved this win. We really did. They even went down to 10 men after their player conceded the penalty for a very diabolical tackle, so yeah, it was all good. We then took a Swaswa Clough and beat them 4-0 because we were 4 up at half time. This is one of those games where you can't believe how well things are going. This is one of those teams that I generally thought would become a powerhouse because of the Tycoon takeover. That's not happened. They've now had a new takeover and the person's withdrawn all his funding, and yeah, It's not fun. I feel sorry for them, but this is a team that caused me problems many times over the years. I'm not going to say I didn't enjoy winning by this scoreline against a team that once upon a time was my bogey team. So, there you go. A good win. The team that has become my new bogey team this year, and in recent times, is Shahoof. They beat us again at the same venue. They keep on beating us at home, and I don't know why. Very disappointed with this result, but they won, and we were a better team. I can't even say it was like a fluke performance. I can't even say they deserved this win because it felt like a fluke performance, but here we are. We lost by a goal to nil. We need to do better than this, and this team has a number. If they score one of their 2 shots on target and they win the match, then I'm just going to be annoyed. And I feel sorry for the next team. And I feel sorry for the next team that we take out our frustrations out of. And as a result of this performance, I needed to make sure my team responded. And I feel sorry for the next team that my team took on next. Because we took on AS Thessaloniki and beat them 7-0. Yeah. No shots on target for them. Their defense had a nightmare. We had 23 shots and scored with 7 of them. So that's one way to make sure you're in the Champions League group phase, yeah? I guess that's one way to make sure you're in the league phase of the Champions League, yeah? Happy days. This was a demolition with 5 at half time, and we made sure we're through to the next round, so it was a good performance to say the least. We then took a Jagiellonia, beat them 2-0. This was a good game as well. They had 2 shots. They had 3 shots, 2 on target. They didn't score any of them, and we were comfortable. So another nice victory to our collection. We then took on AS Thessaloniki and beat them by 5-1 in the second leg. We'll say disappointed we didn't get the clean sheet, because if we won by 12 goals to nil, that would have been more impressive than just 12-1. But 12-1 is still impressive to say the least. I'm not going to say it was a bad result, but I just feel like we could have done more, and that says a lot. But again, they had a penalty, they scored it. That's the only source of goals and XG, really. And we were good, so we're through to the next round of the Champions League. We then took on Lords for the last league game before the summer transfer window shut. And we beat them 4-1, so we were comfortable in this game. When we're on form, we're really on form, and nothing can really stop us, it feels like at times, so that's a good sign. And before the summer window shut, we sold Vitamatura to Lech Poznan. Remember this guy and how excited I was about his potential? Yep, I do too. It feels very awkward now that he's literally gone to Lech Poznan as one of their starters for £700,000. I think I've made more money from him actually being on loan than anything else, and that's kind of sad. But there you go. He got upset that 1 year, and then I never looked back at really using him. Last year, his contract, £700,000. It made sense to sell him for that. And he's off our wages. He's not wanted. Goodbye. Don't ever come back. So, despite everything, we're actually only in 3rd place because Wisla Krakow have won all 6 games. Pogoń Switzerland, who we drew against in the first game of the year, are in 2nd. So, our defeat against Shahoof, who are down in 9th, has caused us to be down in 3rd. But we should be fine. We're a very good team. I think we had the exact same start last year. We had just 13 points in the first 6 games. Then we just took off and won the league with 30 points. So we should be good. And that is always a nice feeling when we do that well, isn't it? But David's already got 8 goals to his name. So he's in the goals again. The top 3 teams have got the top 3 goal scores as well. So I think that tells you just how good we are at the moment. But that being said, European football, we've got the Champions League, and it's quite nice. We have got the following opponents, and this might take me a while to pronounce some of the names, but Roma, Chindia, Dinamo Kyiv, PSG, Shakhtar, Wolfsburg, Inter Milan, and Arsenal. Could have been nicer, but also could have been worse, and as far as I'm concerned, we have a chance to go through. And we're either a pot 2 or pot 3 team because Dinamo Kyiv and Shakhtar are below us in the coefficients, and they're a pot 3 team. So, happy days? I'll let you guess who are the pot 4 teams out of the rest of the teams though, because I just gave you the pot 3 teams. So, who in these opponents do you think are the pot 2, pot 1 and pot 4 teams? I want you to let me know in the comments down below who you think they are. But for this year, I am very, very, very excited for the first time in a very long time about the European competitions, because something amazing has happened for the very first time. And I'm going to use this to demonstrate what might be the case. And with the only Polish team in the Champions League, which isn't ideal, but we can work with, we have 2 teams in the Europa League phase, which actually is amazing. Lech Poznan and JLAB, who were in the Champions League, both getting into it. So with Lech Poznan, who started their campaign in the Europa League, and JLAB, who was starting their campaign in the Champions League, both in this competition. So that's already a good sign that we've already got 2 teams in the Europa League. But it gets better. But we've also got 2 teams in the Europa Conference League at the same time. So we got Bogusławicin and Krakowie also in the Europa Conference League. We've got 5 teams from Poland in the league phase of European competition at the same time for the first time in the save. And all I'm going to say is I did my research on how badly the Polish teams have done in European competition. 5 teams in Europe, 5 teams in the league phase of the competitions. And as things stand, we're currently second place for the year out of all the nations, because we've got all 5 teams in Europe and we've had to qualify through the qualifying phases for every single team. So that's a thing, and I think I'm quite happy, personally. We're replacing an 8.7 year. We've already got a 4.3 year. And with 5 teams in Europe, we can get a lot of wins this year. And I'm hoping we can get a 10-point-something year, which would be great. We got a 9.8 season last year, and we didn't even have all our teams in Europe. So imagine what we can do with 5 teams in Europe. 2 in the Conference League, 2 in the Europa League, and 1 in the Champions League. We need to make sure this is a good year for Poland, so we can go up the coefficients at some point and do well. Admittedly, I look at this and I also realize Ukraine are quite good. They are losing a year that's only 0.2 ahead of us, but Turkey and the Netherlands losing a good year. Turkey especially losing a 16.25 year. The Czech Republic might be a bit beyond us right now, but in the future, who knows? They could be catchable, but Turkey definitely catchable this year, while the Netherlands might also be catchable if they have a bad season. Hopefully they do, but it's exciting times either way, and I'm looking forward to seeing how we do in Europe this season. We really need to get to the top 10 positions in the coefficients now, because if we get further up, we get more teams doing well, and you know the score by that point. Honestly, the goal would be to get the top 6 or 7 in the near future, so we can guarantee that our teams and our leagues get stronger, so we can get further into the competition, and I can actually have a team that feels like it's improving along with everything else. That's the main reason for this, and why the Build a Nation part of this save is becoming more important to me, because I have a theory that my intakes are going to get bottlenecked if the league doesn't get any better. But that's just me. We've now got £143 million in the bank, so even with the new stadium coming in, we are absolutely fine and we don't need to sell anyone that are important to the first team, even though I just sold my club legend, who isn't even a club legend at this point, and it's first really sad to say, he didn't even make it. He's on the icons list, so he's not a legend. Only 2 people on the legends list, and it's myself and Bolak of all people. So the top 3 goal scorers in the club's history are in only personnel and the icons list. I don't know why either, but there you go. Sadly, we can't improve anything else right now. We are just waiting for our repetition to go up so we can improve the youth facilities. But we got some new affiliates in the form of Kostador Sapporo. It's actually not that expensive, and that says a lot. But we're getting merchandise sales from Japan, so that's great. We've got the same with our affiliates in Korea in the form of Jeonbuk, and they are quite good as well. I looked at them and I thought their facilities are amazing. But yeah, South Korea, we got merchandise from there. We lost our affiliate in China, so we're replacing it with more and more merchandise people. And also look at their facilities. That's the reason why I wanted to go for them. I can't tell you the one in Japan because we literally cannot look at Japan's, and it's weird like that. Yeah, we still got Baptiste. I think I'm going to let go of them at some point in the future because I don't need a parent club. I don't think the team will need a parent club at some point. So I think after this year, this is going to be cancelled on the 12th year of this affiliate link. So it'll be useful. We also still got Western Sydney Wanderers, Australia as well. So we've got links in Japan, South Korea, and Australia now for merchandise, and it's really, really useful. But what I'm going to do is end this here. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. I hope you guys will like and share this video and that you subscribe to the channel. It really does help me a lot. What do you think of what we've done in the transfer window? What do you think of our Champions League group? And what do you think of the fact that we've got 5 teams in the league phase of European competitions for the very first time? I want to hear your thoughts and opinions, all that down below. But anyway, until next time, goodbye and well, good night.